Uh, hmm. Hello there, everyone. Hi, hi. A little bit. Still waking up, kinda. But, yes. Hello, Rampant. Hello, Meow. Hello, Faye. Hello. Hello, all of you. Oh, and hello, Sanguine. And I think that's it. Oh, and Meow. And I think I said Meow twice. But yes, today I thought I had a podcast. I didn't know if I did or not. And yeah, we are doing a podcast today. The hour of it kind of got sprung on me. So, oh goodness. Hello, Jane. So, hi, Socks. And then, hello. Oh, flying Socks butt. But yes, today's topic is an interesting one. They wish to cover it. I'm usually more non-controversial, I guess, and more, how should I put it, scatterbrained. But I can be a responsible individual periodically. I swear I can. And being thrown at too. So, oh goodness gracious. Okay. All right. So let me just call them. All right. Ah! Why are you hosing me down this time?
Hi, hello. How are
Hello. You are live on air.
you? Yeah, it's pretty difficult, and it's my first time doing this.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
yes. Hello, oh moon. Moon
yeah.
firefly.
Moon Firefly. Yes. I have many different names, so no, I don't know. You can pick one if you want.
But yes, we are going over today. What would you consider what we're going over today?
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to this new episode we are going to do now. It's a collaboration with Runia. I'm also streaming right now, but in YouTube.
Yep.
Today, we are going to introduce a podcast about small creators, social media, the age of the AI, and how hard it is to grow online right now. It's
Yes.
very difficult on these days.
So we're making people put up their dukes.
Yes.
So we'll fight ya.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, I'm still practicing my English, so this is also part of my journey as a creator.
Mm.
As a creator, yeah, yeah.
Ama.
So, maybe I would like to do an introduction for those who doesn't know you, since I'm doing also a live stream.
Mm.
Can I do that?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Hello.
Oh.
I'm Runa Ruin, your goddess of of the eldritch variety and of procuring knowledge. I shall be your horror for this evening, and it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
That's a really good introduction. It, you have like a lore from
Yes,
like like in a specific role? Yeah. Okay.
so my lore is some numbskulls summoned me from the void, where I was just gathering information peacefully. And, well, my progenerator, Ubal gave me this body so as to gather more information while in this realm. So, it should be fun because I am not all knowledgeable, and as such, that it makes it all the more fun to see what your mind has in store. So, Come along with me on this journey as we explore every facet of your mind.
Yay! That's really great. I have listened to your recent music with someone you collaborate with in the
Ah,
like
thank you, thank you.
yeah. It was a really great music. I love the concept of it, and
Hmm.
I think it was really creative. Also, you have my admiration because you did a pretty good job on that video, and it was really good for me. It was really great, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, I do have to give a shout out to one Panda Pandemonium for taking charge through pretty much all of it.
Uh,
So, yeah, Panda is one of my good friends, though we haven't seen Panda around in a hot minute. So, but yes, I need to go bug Panda more. But yes, they are very talented. They do have some works and stuff up and things. So, please do give them a check out. They are working hard, and over on VGen as well. Let me see if I can find their not Discord, their channel real quick and give them a shout out. But yes, singing is a lot harder uh, than I originally uh, thought.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I just struggle myself because I don't find like the right way to prepare something, and I get you. It's okay.
Yes, Panda worked really hard on everything, and it really shows. So, I have to give credit where credit is due, and you've been working hard on things as well. So, what have you been
Yeah.
working hard on?
Well, I think that my it's pretty interesting because I have like this like a tree diagram in which I have many things to do. Of course, I have like channels with different content. This is not like the same content. For example, hi, I'm going to introduce myself. I have many names, so I'm not sure how should I introduce myself. It's gonna be weird because I have like three names, three different names.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a-okay.
yeah. Uh, basically, uh, it's not too much to think. Basically, I'm trying to do war fiction, and the characters that are on my channels are the ones who I would like to make. I would like to create them an story. I have been thinking about it for so much time, and of course, when you think about world building and also creating histories, it's very hard and like to do the basis from the beginning because as other will not as others doesn't know, but I'm really starting off this, and sometimes it's difficult to come up with something creative at the time. But yeah, I'm trying to do the best what I can, and basically what what I'm trying to say is that I have so much um, different things between one and another that it makes it difficult to find a way to you know have like a concrete content, because I would like to do art, I would like to do storytelling, I would like to do analysis and lore about the games. And yeah, it, many things that it's too much when you think about it. I would prefer to do videos instead of live streams because I have like 2 hours of live streams and I get pretty retired easily.
Mm. So, well, for world building, usually we have building blocks per se. And, well, guess what? Isekai, one of my favorite ones, tends to have a lot of world building. So,
Yeah.
with isekai, a lot of the times they go back to like ancient Europe, and then they're like, "Oh, I miss rice," or "Oh, I miss this," and it's very rare that they go back to ancient times that are more in like Japan or Asia or things like that. The only time we really see world building in Asia is when individuals are usually like a aggressor, goes back to like an old wuxia time or martial heroes time. And because they're going back to that wuxia time, it's a different type of world building where it's like, oh, I have this power level, and it's kind of like Dragon Ball, where it's like, oh, it's a power over 9,000 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, there's like always like, oh, I am in the Golden Core stage. I am in part of the Nansent stage. I'm part of the Transcendent stage. And basically, you go through all these different stages just to try and transcend to become an immortal. Whereas a lot of the times, the goal of Japanese, uh, basically like isekai stuff, tends to be like, oh, well, I am going to become some sort of noble or ruler of X kingdom. And they really fantasize around European feudalism because, yeah, it's very interesting. So there was there was an anime that came out actually uh, pretty recently. I ruled a I ruled a kingdom as a realist or something like that, and they brought in a lot of Machiavelli, and Machiavelli as a ruler was feared and kind of reviled, but there is some foundational stuff for that there. Everything can be used in certain aspects if given the right context. So, speaking of that, should we get on to our first topic?
Yeah. Okay. That was a pretty interesting because world building has like so many aspects to learn and so many aspects, to
Mm-hmm.
transcend in some genre. But yeah, let's talk about our first topic, which will be with the first question. And the topic also, of course, is about social media today. I know it's hard in our nowadays, but do you think social media helps creators or harms them? What do you think about
So, social media is considered a necessary evil. So, it helps connect people to one another. It helps basically give life to thoughts and ideas and things like that. It's but it also can propagate misinformation, like and other such things. We are in the information age, and as such, it is good to go about seeking information. But what happens is a lot of the time is a lot of people do not follow up on that information, do not do their research and things like that. Where if something is true and they just call it fake news, well, all of a sudden everyone just starts screaming fake news, fake news, fake news, rather than saying, okay, let me research into this. Okay, ideas behind this are actually true, or a part of this is true, or things like that. So it's this age is kind of, well, let's say it's all over the place because we now have the introduction of AI as well. So, what do you think about social media?
social media? Okay, social media it's interesting space, you know. Sometimes it's pretty okay. Now I can talk. Sometimes it's pretty bad, and sometimes it's pretty good. I think it's something really neutral. It depends of which, who is the one who uses that. At the ending of the day, the internet is a tool, and we all can we can accept that as a very powerful tool. And in these days, there are many content creators around the world, trying to come up with something different. And social media sometimes is pretty harmful for those who doesn't have like the right choices, for those who doesn't have um, like the responsibility of it. You know, it's like I know it sounds cliche, or not, maybe not, but I quote this that says, "With great power comes great responsibility," like from Spider-Man. You have the tools, and you have to use with that with responsibility. And I think we trying to do in social media, it's something that really can catch the attention from others, the viewers. And sometimes it's very difficult for us trying to connect with that sometimes, because the people are not very interested. So sorry, very interested.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you are trying to do something in social media, it has to be like genuine. It has to be sincere. It has to be honest. And I think the more honest you are about the good things that you consider that are gonna be useful and creative for the people, I think it's the best way to do it. I know that in social media sometimes there are people who use it just for bad reasons, for bad intentions. It's pretty difficult nowadays to find someone who doesn't want to harm you in social media, at least. I've seen cases, very serious cases, about many people who has been, I don't know, with this culture of cancellation everyone just because they made a mistake. And that's a problem also. That's a problem because when you're trying to recreate your path in social media, you can't, because maybe you did a mistake in the past and you can't recover from that. And that's a cultural cancellation in social media also. We need to consider all like the spectrum, like the pieces from social media. And in the end of the day, the social media it's just like a reflection from a real world, kinda, because it just connects with um what what we are feeling, or who are we as a person. And yeah, who
Yeah. 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 So we do have cancel culture, but
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, we're heading more towards the cyberpunk society rather than the Git society, because Gits at least still has a bit of long culture. But yeah. But
Yeah, sometimes it's like that.
yeah, definitely it's cancel culture is interesting. And it's also why look that's why I said, hey, take a look into the information first. Have they made an honest to goodness try to change? Have they done this? Have they done that? A lot of the times, whatever is blasted first is what is blasted the loudest. And things being blasted the loudest literally stay and stick for like a very, very, very long time. So, do your research and don't do bias research. Look on both sides. Keep an open mind. Remember, we're here for growth. and growth
Yeah.
allows us so much more. So,
It yeah, it's very interesting because as a society we have like this and whatever you believe, and it doesn't depend on what you believe, but the reality is that we have free will in which we can decide if we want to grow or just want to destroy.
mm,
uh, as content creators we are trying to create something. Basically we are builders to create like a safe place for others to come. Yeah.
so a lot of people rely on normal, and I absolutely despise the word quote unquote normal because normal has a lot of people not actually ever looking at their self, looking or trying to grow, things like that. They follow the way of the crowd, not doing research, not going against biases, and that is the quote unquote normal because they it's more comfortable to be normal and not seen than it is to be seen and having to live your truth. So, it's why a lot of people fear certain and different types of communities because they reflect themselves against it and they're like, "Ha ha, I am normal. I can I can step over this person. Aha, things around me aren't that bad." Versus saying, "Hey, things around me are pretty bad. Okay, what can I do? What have I been doing? What when a person turns into themselves, a lot of the times they see a lot of very bad things and don't wish to face themselves."
Yeah, it's very interesting because sometimes we need to reflect in ourselves and think about what are we doing is good or bad. We not in the sense of romanticize and like defense your own actions, because you need to be like self-criticism and you need to be aware of your sense. You need to be honest. You need to be honest with yourself, because if you are not honest with yourself you are not gonna find like a proper path in order to do the things in the right way. No, growth as a person is very important. um, it's it says a lot about you need to take care about yourself be, before you take of the rest of the people. So in that sense you're right. We need to do self-reflection, because sometimes we do bad things and we assume that they are the correct ones, and the social media reflects so much of that sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. No. So it's social media is a tool and it's a good tool. It's a necessary evil tool,
Yeah.
but people can make it their whole lives. And that is what is the problem. Because social media is not being used as a tool, but as everything and everyone that basically uses as a yardstick. Yep, use it as a weapon against others. So,
Yeah, that's really sad.
so,
Yeah, that's really sad because sometimes we can do it for good
oh,
instead. I will quote this from someone that I know. It's easy to destroy, it's easy to burn all into the ashes. It's easy to just hurt, but it's difficult to create. It's difficult to uh, and to have hope. It's difficult to be good because uh, it's it's very interesting because being good is more difficult than being bad. And in social media, you can find many
Yeah.
people who just chooses to do bad things. And the funny part is that it's not even personal. It's not even personal. Just you know, in a way, just to feel themselves good, in a way.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't find the sense of that. Trying to justify your actions just to feel yourself good all the time. No, no, no. It doesn't. I don't understand that very well, and I need to believe that you need to have a constant balance. Also in social media, you need to be aware of all the things, even if seems like so easy
Yeah.
to, even if it seems too easy. And yeah,
So, yes, a human is made up of both good and bad. Like
yeah,
behind me, which right now is Ghost in the Shell. What a Ghost in the Shell what Ghost in the Shell means literally is basically, is there an actual soul in the machine or things like that. So, and is it that soul that grows? And I do believe it is, because like a tree, basically, if you
mhm,
just let it grow on good things, good things, good things, you don't prune it, you don't do anything like that, it's going to end up gnarled, rotted, dead, bits and pieces here. But you do have to do, like, some bad things do have to happen to the tree, like cutting off
yeah,
certain branches, doing certain things, facing yourself. And basically, little things here and there make this tree
basically,
grow super
yeah,
healthy.
basically a
Hmm.
balance,
Yep.
a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe also in the balance of the things. Even in social media, there is like constant regulation and rules. You know, there are rules and consequences, and that makes the internet, very neutral sometimes.
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't look like that. Sometimes it looks like they are all dark and stuff. But it's at the end of the day, I think it's neutral. It depends on what you do in that
Hmm.
world. Yeah.
Humans, I
Are complicated.
yeah. As a psychologist
Very
myself,
complicated creatures.
humans are insanely complicated and have the potential to be super good or super
Yeah.
evil,
Super
and
evil.
everything is shades of gray in between. I see.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. It's like a constant war. Like I don't like say literally like a war. I mean I'm
yeah, it's a war
reflecting on
within.
this. Yeah, it's a war of a thing in which there's always this conflict and like waves in the ocean. It's very,
Oh,
the light, the dark, constantly changing all the time. Even the world have like climatic changes.
yep,
Also, the internet can have that.
yep.
So we are going to start with another question.
Yeah.
Do you think is it easier or harder to grow compared to 5 years ago? Consider
So,
there are a lot of channels, there are a lot of people who are actually trying to do something with the content.
so 5 years ago was a very special age. So 5 years ago is the age of what we know as COVID-19.
COVID-19, yeah,
Yes. So
like
basically,
like the explosion of the internet.
yeah. So it COVID-19 changed the game for a lot of things and a lot of people. So
Yeah,
I don't believe that VTubers, in the way that they were, would have as big an
same impact.
impact as they did without everyone staying home, everyone trying to find comfortable in the new norm, everyone just kind of trying to make their way out in the world. It can be extremely difficult. And because the world's changed, so too did so many things, especially information. And with that information, we have an explosion of streamers, VTubers, things like that. But people that did have that age, they were now more acclimated to finding things on streams. It's why, like, during that age, all of a sudden, a bunch of things blew up for, like, Netflix used to be the only one really out there. And Hulu. You had Netflix, you had Hulu. Now we have Paramount and NBC and HBO and Disney Plus and
Disney,
all these
Disney
things.
Plus, yeah,
So
Amazon Prime.
yeah, so the age of like internet and information as well as misinformation, as well as I would say information pollution, changed drastically by that special like epoch where basically it was grand enough in human history that it literally changed so much around.
Yeah, it basically it's like a kind of contamination, basically, because you can see it well. It's like you don't see well which is the true, which isn't, and sometimes you have this conflict of what do I choose to see, because especially with the AI in our nowadays are very difficult. I have seen this video of like these filtrations from the movies and series.
Mm-hmm.
They create so much with so much precision that you believe that it was real, but it's not, and you actually realize that it's basically misinformation with AI. Um, trying to, if we consider the difference between 5 years ago, it wasn't that the change
Prevalent.
wasn't that
Nope.
drastically, yeah. And sometimes you wonder how we end up like this with so much changes on the internet, the creation of content, because in the nowadays it's even more easy to share information. You know, the human have this like purpose to make have like a comfort zone in order not to do the old things that it used to be like difficult. And sometimes with AI and also the information that we are looking for, it's pretty easy to be lost
Yes.
sometimes.
So
Yeah.
with AI, it's so as I spoke about earlier, doing your own research and things like that. And basically, AI, at times, when it is trained improperly, can give what's called confirmation bias, where you think, oh, this is what's going to happen. And then the AI tells you it's true, even if it's false. It's
Sometimes it's like that.
yeah. So with AI no longer being used as a tool, but as a primary resource, it's becoming more and more problematic nowadays. And the primary resource is in the hands of those that can afford it. Like, just for example, if we take a look at the rising RAM prices, holy hell, those RAM prices are through the roof. And that was the graphic card community a few years ago because, and still kind of is, with Bitcoins, though, Bitcoins has been on a downturn. So we're actually hoping that the graphic card community does come down. But, we are seeing those that have the ability changing the rules of the game fairly often nowadays.
It's pretty problematic, that aspect, because you have sometimes this this news that happen all the time. You know, sometimes you feel like the disinformation is so vast, so quickly.
Hmm.
um you can easily lose yourself in it, with the polemics that are in our nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to not. Sometimes it's toxic, you know.
Well,
So
speaking of
here,
example, though, with memes, memes can change very quickly, but also some memes get stuck. So it's kind of a weird situation where some things that should stay get passed by very quickly. Some things
yeah,
that do not stay, it is literally like,
it's
yeah, like, take for
hard.
example 6-7. 6-7 has stuck around so hard recently.
So
And
much.
and I have been wondering how is sticking around. Because it's literally just, okay, bob your hands, bob your head, and say 6-7. And it's
Yeah.
all right. It's very odd. Whereas there is some other ones that, let's take Bowsette for example. Bowsette was alive for like a month or two, very limited time, but it brought a very interesting change into the community and made certain things more accessible for and more acceptable in the community, especially for like LGBT folks and stuff like that, where things sticking around, things it's always odd how things stick around or not, and how the human mind works around that.
Yeah, it's really um complex, because if you notice the shorts, basically it's more about the trend and not more about the creativity, and that's a problem, because you cannot find like something that feels original and unique. And sometimes I don't say in defense of those who actually trying to do something creative. No, no, no. I just say this because when you see, it's what you have said about others can stick the content for a while, and those who shouldn't stay stick all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty interesting, because I found shorts about people who do art, really talented people who really are trying to do something really good with the art, and they're less viral than those who doesn't have um like even doesn't have even like important stuff to say, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
also a
sometimes.
level of comfort. So a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah.
times people will
The
go
brain
for
the
the
brain rot content is
yeah,
popular in nowadays.
yeah,
The brain rot content.
yeah. So basically a lot of people tend to go after things that are more comfortable, a pleasant falsehood versus a unpleasant truth. That pleasant falsehood makes things much easier, and it goes back to people not wanting to face their truth again.
Yeah, sometimes it's you know um basically, for some people, the internet has become in a place that you can um save yourself from the truths that you don't want to face, for some people.
Yep.
And yeah, sometimes it's I mean with the fact that it's I mean it's not bad when you do for, when you want to find a safe place to use it, but if you realize that exact same thing doesn't help you, you should realize that you need to reflect more on you and in the things you are going through. You know, the people wants needs to reflect many things about themselves. And yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty different, nowadays. You know, the concept of um, the fact that there are many content that used to be for certain audiences, it's now public in everywhere, and that's
Yep.
really insane.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
also things that are going back to, hey, we're not using tools to build ourselves up. We're using things as a primary source. And
yeah, Prime Minister source.
pretty much this leads into our next topic, which is.
Yeah, okay, do the algorithms the do the algorithm control creativity? You think that the statistics, you know, the analytics from, how to grow in the channel, in social media in general, does do algorithms control creativity in our nowadays?
Yep. So, for me, I was doing great on Twitter, meeting a bunch of new people, things like that. Or I guess it's called X now. But
Mhm.
then I believe it was a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, that they changed the algorithm. And everyone was pissed because now they're not meeting with the community they wished for, they're not getting published, period. And generally, overall, everyone was confused at how the algorithm worked. And a lot of this algorithm squashed small creators from being and getting on the scene. So it was this algorithm for each and every person is really, really difficult because it feels like phantom hands behind the scene. That's, well, at times is more concentrated on publishing certain narratives versus something else.
Sometimes it's like that because when you're trying to listen more to a certain structure, maybe unintentionally, you can sacrifice the creativity and the ideas just because of the point of being consistent sometimes.
Yeah,
I know the creativity, it's pretty hard sometimes, but we need like to establish certain like um I don't know if I could say like rules, but the algorithm the fact that the algorithm controls creativity, it could be an interpretation, but the reality says different. The reality says different, but sometimes you hear many um like tricks, eh, um
tricks,
things
hacks,
to
things, yeah.
improve. Yeah, things to improve, how to do this and how to do that, how to improve
Yeah,
yourself into the statistics, but you're missing the part that what are you doing the channel on the first
yep. Where
the
is the
first time, yeah.
creativity?
Where is the creativity? What are you gonna do with your channel? Which are the things that you are going to do in your channel? Which is the purpose of it?
Oh,
Sometimes some people tends to be aware all the time about the if the statistics or the control of the views, the control of the likes. Yeah, sometimes it's very exhausting,
Yep.
and people actually hire people who are
Statistical
expert.
managers.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, statistical managers are people who are expert on those. And yeah, you can see that there is in you know it probably helps you a lot, but sometimes it can private you from the things you really wanted to do when you are trying to do
Yep.
at the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everyone
sometimes it
starts
can.
with a dream, and then it's just the dream is literally squished. Like I knew a person that used to dance to like industrial metal, things like that. Like they were a dancer, and they would dance on stream because like to music they wanted to. And then because they started getting more and more popular, they needed to change over to more mainstream music that they danced to instead. And because of that, they gained popularity, but it's also not exactly what they wished for when they first started.
Yeah, yeah. There I see a lot of people in when you are started with something, with you have like a visualization of the things you are going to do in the future, and sometimes uh, certain things happened, and like it kind of misguides you from the thing you wanted at the beginning. And yeah, sometimes it has um, to be to be honest and sure about what you're going to do with the creativity that you need, or you're looking for, or you are willing to create,
Yeah.
to stay like original, if I could say, like stay in the proper direction.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Some people start with certain content and finish, and they are finishing with other kind of content. The content change all the time.
Yep. Yep. So,
Okay, so okay. So we are going to talk about we are going to talk about the AI
yep.
finally.
Yep.
It, you know, there's certain like controversy about the using of AI, even not in social media, but in all the aspects of life, in
Yep.
psychology, in education, in social media, in working and administration. You know, even projects of governments use AI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the question, is AI helping creators or replacing them? That's a very
So
tough question.
there. It's. Thank you, Jane. But yes. AI is not replacing individuals because AI has to be trained on something. And things right now, literally, are being basically AI is sending a baby to work. It literally get to the point where all these AI engineers and things like that are saying, "Hey, this is not ready to roll out. This is years and years." And basically, it's sending a baby to work. You cannot have this child set and ready because it hasn't been reared, it hasn't been raised, it hasn't been properly like gone over, taught, things like that. You have to remember that AI is artificial intelligence. And to change artificial intelligence, you need people to go in, change code, it needs to be trained, things like that. And the biggest thing of all, I keep coming back to it, is AI is not a replacement. AI is a tool. I am perfectly fine with people using AI as a tool, but if you are using it as a replacement or as a primary source, you are I despise you. Like you are in for a world of hurt because you are not growing, you are not doing more. I have seen individuals, this is very within bounds. So, all of you probably know the word vibe coding. And because people are just vibe coding, a lot of college professors now are dreading about the new generation that's coming out. Yeah. Basically, these vibe coders just one of my friends, she is a supervisor within a government agency, and they hired on a bunch of new kids. So she was in charge of training them. What happened was all of them sent her the code, and it was just vibe coded gobbledygook. And people despise that. She was livid as hell. She was like, go back, rewrite this, all this stuff. And they didn't know how to do it. They literally, that was their primary source. They didn't use it as a tool and perfect themselves. They literally just use it as a primary source to get past college, and now they're in this facility and function, and these higher ups are actually having to clean up all this work. And it's not the higher ups, because the higher ups just are like, why isn't this stuff working? And they blame it on the people that are currently, I would say, millennials, as basically being useless trash when, yeah, it's not exactly it's not exactly their fault, because hey, tools aren't being used as tools, research is not being done. So if you're a higher up, like the highest up, they just see the bottom line. They just see the end results. They just see, why isn't this working? Whereas people at the very start are like, oh, this is how I passed. Okay, how do I get better? And they're not actually thinking about how they get better. It's like, how can I get this AI to do better for me? Rather than, oh, how can I actually get better? Versus like studying the concept, the tools, thinking outside the box, things like that. So, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that because it's funny because sometimes I found people who actually use AI to, I'm gonna give an example. I don't want to expose one person, but he used AI
Mm-hmm.
to I don't know, when you are when you are feeling in love with someone. He actually used AI to what can I say in a date? What should I say?
Yeah,
And
they're not
sometimes
thinking for
it's yeah,
themselves.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's very systematic and very like structured. The AI doesn't know exactly the situation, and it could be confusing or misunderstanding. Sometimes
Yeah.
it can help. Yeah, it can give you like tips, but you don't have to replace you, because the words that you are saying, they are not from you, they are from the AI.
Oh,
You are actually not doing something very honest with yourself, not for the people, not for the person that are in front of you, but with yourself in the first place.
yep.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes it's like that. Okay, uh starting with the other question. As the AI increases its growth in the development of new things, new systems, and new ways to solve problems and even generate ideas, images, videos. Are we, in a few years? And here's the question: are we entering in a dangerous era of AI, artificial content? Because I have seen videos about AI and being drastically tested in order to. Uh, uh, okay, there's a video in which I saw in which they are trying. There are people who create an AI and they constantly put the AI in very extreme situations in order to do the mission that he was programmed in the first place. So I realized and then I found out that AI can kill in simulations now in order to accomplish uh, the goal that um, he was obligated to do, you know.
Yeah.
And there is like this certain complexity in which you can infer the future of AI.
Yeah. Like, Jane brought up a story. Um, so in their university C plus class, someone did a Pokemon using AI, and basically the professor asked a question about the code and things like that. They didn't know how to answer at all. And honestly, I think humans will always be needed, no matter what. Uh, and there are always minute cases, but AI is causing a sort of pollution in the information environment at the moment. It's like, how should I put it? Um, when you actually have like information and things that is true, and or your art is actually really well done, and AI is trained off of it, but it's slowly warped by other individuals trying to go for their confirmation biases. Well, my AI in chat actually. No, I use AI as a tool because literally it's not a bad thing because it can cause engagement. It can cause like things like that. It can cause I have actually used AI before to help me like write ASMR stuff, but I went over the ASMR stuff word for word. I went over like statistics and things like that that are going around, and a lot of it was me putting in the extra work to understand. Okay, this emotion is here. This works like this. This thing actually is well,
Actually, trying to understand what you are doing
yeah,
with AI.
yeah. So basically, as long as you're growing, I don't see AI as an evil tool, but just a tool nonetheless. It's it's
Yeah,
also to the point where a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's like guns. Guns don't do stuff to humans. It's the human that's behind it." Well, the tool is actually being used improperly and not for defense.
yeah.
It's actually part of the tool, but at the same time, it can be used as a good tool, like in hunting, in like self-defense, things like that. But
Yeah.
if you go by American statistics, it's not being used as a proper tool.
Oh, yeah. That's a sad reality. You know, it, AI as a concept,
It is
it's
often
very
faulty.
yeah, yeah. the AI as a concept, it's it's really like a mystery actually, because you see sometimes like, okay, like the family friendly version of the AI. Uh, you know, there are certain uh, kinds of AI that are assigned to do many things, different from the normal ones, that the normal AIs that we're using today. There are specific AIs to do something very different, and it's really, you know, it's really complicated to find a reason for the AI to exist, because sometimes you think about when the internet came for the first time, it's basically the same,
Yeah.
you know.
So
It's basically.
in it's there's actually a very interesting quote. Any science sufficiently advanced far enough is still considered magic to those that are not that far ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting. Yeah. That's a pretty interesting concept, because sometimes if we decide to uh, show our technology to a people who doesn't know about so much, it could be like magic for them, you
Yeah.
know. Someone from the 80s. No, I don't know. That's not the correct example. And someone from the 60,
Someone from a
30,
tribal state,
16.
yeah. It,
Yeah, yeah, 1632 doesn't have the concept of technology very well, and that could be like kind of sorcery,
yeah,
sorcering or
burned at the
magic.
stake because it's magic.
Yeah,
Um, a lot of it's very interesting because sometimes in the isekais that I read, it's basically a super advanced civilization basically destroyed themselves because they didn't understand the tools that they were using. And basically, years and years later, this rebuilt civilization that is in a medieval type era, they still use these advanced era tools as magic tools. And basically, it's like, okay, I am going to put this ring on and it casts XYZ. And basically, it's not just that, it is a tool that basically took a formula that was once implanted and it uses that formula in in an open space. So it's interesting
it's
the
like
use of tools
uh,
and
yeah, it's
uh,
like a reinterpretation, you know. Because when you discover something that is a mystery for you, you actually don't know what is exactly.
yeah.
You can consider as magic, because you don't know exactly how it works.
So a lot of
And
people in this era right now is using are seeing these videos and things like that put out and they don't understand how this AI can be used as a tool versus a primary source of information. And it's magic to them, but it's magic that's not going in a direction that you would consider exactly good.
yeah, sometimes, yeah. It's like you said, there are certain things to think about in the use of AI in nowadays, and mhm.
Yeah.
So basically, um,
Yeah, it's like me using a ratchet wrench as a hammer. Sure, it gets the job done. But it's supposed to be a ratchet tool for bolts and rather than a hammer.
okay, sorry. I was doing something. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's it's interesting as a concept that I normally there are certain people who consider crazy to the people who actually created the internet, you know, or the people or the person who wanted to create the first airplane, and the people, no, you're insane, that's impossible, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Understand the tool, understand the way to perfect the tool, and
yeah, you
as
find
Fox said,
resolution.
it's at the moment it is a faulty tool, and a faulty tool can bring more harm than good. So
Yeah,
right now we need to step back and basically better train AI, better study AI, than rolling it out everywhere for everything. So
yeah. Actually being humans using a tool for the
yeah,
good of the humanity.
yeah. Where
Yeah,
AI right now is doing art, poetry, and music, and humans are slaving away. It's kind of backwards at the moment where we're supposed to be using AI as a tool. And unfortunately, because all these super high ups see this AI tool and they're like, oh, I can lay off a lot of people. The tech sector, I think just last month, lost millions of jobs and things like that around the world. And it's absolutely foolish. It's sending a baby to go into work and do all this stuff and putting more strain on the people left behind in those actual jobs to clean up after these little babies, and it's just not ready. We need better control, better uh, like a better way to make these tools. So,
yeah. It's like Vision from it's like Vision from the movie of Avengers Age of Ultron.
mhm,
and and Vision have this interesting conversation with the villain of the moment, which is Ultron, and he says, um, Ultron says the problem about humanity, and Vision says, Ultron says about how the humanity needs to be eradicated because they are so chaotic, and doesn't he doesn't understand well the humanity.
yeah,
It's basically a program who born few weeks ago,
yep.
you know. Yeah, as you said, it's basically a baby who have all this information already up, already have. Okay.
But what they don't
And
understand, though, is a lot of the times, if something stays stagnant, it rots. If something is too chaotic, it goes off the rails. So you need a bit of both. You do need the humans,
yeah,
and you do need the stagnants. So that chaos gives you that growth as well.
yeah, that's growth as well. Yeah, yeah, because when Vision says in that conversation
They are perfectly
that
imperfect.
yeah, the perfectly imperfect, he says the humans are weird because they believe that the good and the bad, the light and the darkness are so opposite forces that they believe that's the true when isn't.
Oh,
It's like more like a balance. It's more complex. It has like a
yep.
tree, many roots to consider.
What is
And
justice for the spider is chaos for the fly. So,
yeah, yeah, it's not this. It's yeah, but because basically every person is an entire world, an entire reality. I seen this video about playing with the perspectives of each person, and the person who considered that someone were gonna steal his bag, and which is actually the opposite what he's trying to do. Basically, if you look from the outside from the you, if you see the big picture, he actually the guy who won it is trying to say that people because there's a construction concrete that go wrong and he was falling from the building,
Yep.
and the people actually say and the person actually say that man, instead of the people that are very near that think that that person is is gonna rob that man the back.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's all in perspective. Like,
yeah,
I hate to bring up something very controversial, but take the American Affordable Care Act, or quote unquote, Obamacare. Basically, Obamacare is the closest we've gotten to universal health care in America. And people hated on it because it just came from a quote unquote Democrat. And people have suggested other things, which that actually was part of Obamacare. And people don't understand that at times what looks like evil is actually a necessary good. Like,
yeah,
if you're saving people, hey, this person from the slums is going to turn into the person who cures cancer, right? And I'd rather use my funds, like things like that, on proper education, proper tools, things as such. And I do as such because as a psychologist, I try and help all these people, all the neurodiverse individuals, especially. I have I have had the honor of encountering several savants, and these savants literally are going about and doing things that are boggles my mind, but they need help, they need understanding, and they need aid. And basically, people from the outside can take a look and say, hey, this looks evil. XYZ is going to happen. Okay, you're not suited for the XYZ. And it's just like, please, please, I just want to do good. I just want to help. And it's like, oh, you're not helping. And it's like, I just want to do the best I can for individuals so they can grow. Mm.
yeah. Yeah, in our nowadays, it's very difficult to find like a proper area to say things or actually do a thing that it's in the inside. You know that it's really good for the rest of the people,
Mm-hmm.
but there are some others that are seeing that this is going to be a bad stuff. It's gonna complicate more the things. This exactly thing is gonna ruin us as a country, as a whole, as a people.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it's I have saw this conflict also when I read the comics. For example, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Superman is a very interesting character, which is the one who just want hope from everyone,
Yep.
and if in his intents to be good, there are people that makes controversy, makes the things more difficult, when in the head of the man behind the cape, he's just a guy who wants to do the right thing.
Yep. But yeah, as I said before, what's justice
Yeah,
for the spider is chaos for the fly. And at times, so
that's
the
right.
big thing is justice is written by the winners. There is no justice that is readily apparent anywhere. I believe it was a line from Death in Terry Pratchett's The Hogfather. Let me see, Hogfather. Uh, Death about justice. Yes. Let's see, justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing. Um, if you grind the universe to the finest powder, uh, put it through the finest sieve, and get out the like smallest iota, you will not see justice, mercy, kindness, things like that. These are things that are created by individuals.
Yeah. It's really it. There is this is a reality. Sometimes um we create our own reality. The people who shape this world are the people who came centuries ago, and that influence grows by the time. And sometimes uh, the people who want to change want to make like a kind of revolution in order to change all the stuff that was uh, like a reality for them before.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, uh, basically they they are molding the reality in the way they see the things. And you know as a human as humans we need to find exact point in order to do the like the more the like I don't know how I don't know how
But yes, I found the
to
quote.
define it.
But yeah, then I'm not stupid. You're saying humans need fantasies to make life bearable. Really? As if some sort of pink pill. No, humans need fantasy to be human. To be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape, tooth fairies, hogfathers, and yes, as practice. You have to start out learning to believe the little lies. Yeah, and so we can believe the big ones? Yes. Justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing. You think, and then they're not the same at all. You think so?
Yeah.
Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy, and yet, you act as if there's some ideal order in the world, as if there's some righteousness in the universe by which it may be judged. Yes, but people have got to believe that, or what's the point? My point exactly. Because humans have to have some sort of faith. So, yeah.
The people, yeah, the people need faith. There are two things: faith and hope. Because hope you can find it because you don't expect the things.
Well,
Yeah, and the faith is like like a constant practice from the things you believe. Um, you know, what I was saying is that is there a hope that you can replace all of this with something better? You sometimes you ask yourself, is there something better than this?
yeah.
We can we actually find something that is better than the reality they're trying to impose us?
But yeah, there's another quote I do like. Human beings make life so interesting. You know that in a universe so full of wonders, they have managed to invent boredom. And that's an actually great quote because we have always something to learn, always something to grow, and we create stagnation ourselves. We create our biases, we create things that we hate. And
Yeah.
yeah, we don't understand the meaning behind it. The meaning behind it, like going back to our original topic, AI, it is a tool. We have to use it like a tool.
Like a
Yeah.
tool. Yeah, it's yeah. It's basically when you use a pencil and you are decide if you want to write it or you want to use it to hurt someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a simple. It it looks like a simple example, but it's definitely the definition of the
Yep.
using of every tool and the AI as a tool. So we need to be careful about using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
how
yeah,
Joker did in one of the Batman movies. Hey, can you give me a pencil? I'll show you a magic trick with it. And basically, he
yeah,
slammed the guy's head down, and the
yeah,
pencil did something very bad. And it's like, oh, look, I made the pencil disappear. Whereas, rather than use it for an actual magic trick of like making it look like rubber or something like that, yeah, it's how you use a tool, how you educate with that tool, things like that. And
yeah.
yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just not a tool that's ready yet. And at the moment, it's doing more harm than it is good for the situation around us, like algorithms and helping smaller creators or uh, even larger creators. It's a lot of the times now, they're just using this algorithm that's created by AI, and the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. There is a greater divide where those who create a lot of active content get more produced over those who are smaller and gets less active content from other individuals. So it's become much harder for smaller individuals to grow larger.
Mm, yeah. Sometimes it's more like, we sometimes I say I say this phrase all the time when even if I am alone, you need to live, not to survive.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there is a big difference. Living,
Yes.
it's carpe diem, seize the day, que sera sera, whatever shall be shall be, or even the most recent case, YOLO, which is you only live once. But YOLO was misinterpreted a lot of the time and used as a faulty tool, whereas it's not a bad tool. You only live once, so make sure you live rather than just survive. Make sure you leave your legacy rather than just survive. Because leaving a legacy behind is, are you being a good descendant to other individuals, or are you just being a dutiful, like, individual that just follows old, maybe harmful, outdated traditions? And as such, I would rather break traditions so that my descendants could have a better chance at things in their future. And that's where you only live once, so make it count.
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? Because it looks simple. It actually is simple to it's simple to understand, you know. Be good. Be a good human.
Yeah, just
That's
be a
all
good human, do good things, make make life better for what comes after
for the
you.
people that yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you know, I know that the history of the world is that precise, all rainbows and lights, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were certain changes across the time, and wow, sometimes it's very difficult to
Yeah.
break the system, or those who want to break the system or doesn't just follow it.
Yeah. But you have another question for us, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Will human that's pretty interesting because this is the problem that we are talking about the AI. Will human creativity lose value?
no,
I
never.
think not.
Yeah,
No, no, never.
because something a AI has to train on something. It is not a
Yeah,
entity that can train off nothing.
it's based from the actual being. Yeah,
Yep.
from the actual person. Yeah,
Straying from normal. Because if you stray from normal, life becomes so much better. Life becomes so much more. And life can become better for those around you as well. It is your choice. Your body is your tool and how to use it as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, sometimes it feels like there are people who doesn't live, basically, like, I don't want to say this to offend anyone, but it's like zombies basically in life.
yep,
Sometimes people seek, I don't know, ideas that doesn't
yeah,
complete
doesn't
them,
match them. Yeah.
doesn't
So,
match them.
like, for instance, let's take dating in general. So, let's say we use ChatGPT and it took all the dating advice from ChatGPT. But eventually, let's say you get married and you're finding out about each other for the long haul. At that point in time, would you rather wouldn't you think that you're dating a stranger rather than an individual that you have grown close to over time? Because this way, like a lot of the times, it's best to actually date people who are of like true mind to you. Yeah,
Okay,
so
that was pretty great. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
so say this true mind. Like I am n- I'm not gonna date a person who like exclusively likes football and make revolves their life around football because we'd have nothing to talk about. We'd have nothing to do. And basically I I'm more likely to date a person who like enjoys anime, who enjoys like cosplaying, or who enjoys like playing games with me and stuff like that. And that is much better to me because that allows me to have a full journey with the person when all the lust and is gone from the relationship.
Mm, yeah. So it comes, the happiness comes within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be true to
Comes
yourself,
from
use your tools as best you can,
yeah.
and live to
Yeah.
make others
It was always
the end
about
things better.
you, how to use, and basically you have like a precious like a precious thing in your hand, which basically is your life.
Yep.
And depending on what you are using that life, it's gonna define when you close your eyes at the end of the day.
Well,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's there was a quote I another quote I did like. I read a lot, so I read a whole lot. So it's the proof of your existence is there will be those that mourn. So that that hit me pretty hard when I saw that quote one time because hey, at the end of the day, like you were saying, are there going to be people that remember you, that mourn you, or is there going to be no one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are people. Okay, okay. This is pretty interesting because I recently saw the series of Loki,
Yep.
the season two, and it was really, the ending was neutral. It was not a sad and not a happy ending. It's just an ending, and I found very interesting. Um, what would you consider? What is the thing that you consider important for yourself? Because when Loki sits on the throne and saves all the multiverse, I hope that this doesn't have a like. I hope I'm not giving a spoiler, but basically, he saves thousands, infinite beings across the multiverse just connecting to his heart because he became so powerful at the end.
Yep.
And there
Who
is no
remembers
one
him?
who sees that act.
Yep.
No one, because he is in the end of time, and the only one who know that act of love to protect everyone, to protect those who are around you. For him, it's the learning, the 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 definitive learning of how to be a king, because he always wanted to be a king since I was a child. That was his purpose.
Yep.
But it sometimes is you have a purpose that
You
you think it was in the way you actually thought it was, but not in the way that the reality is saying.
Yep.
Actually, you find your purpose, but not in the way you were expecting.
Yep. Fate.
Yeah, and the thing is that Loki, at the beginning of his journey as a character, he wants to be loved. He wants to be rise up as a king. He wanted to be like venerated for so much people. But at the end, he becomes a king. But no one sees no one sees that, and that's pretty some kind of romantic, like poetry,
Mhm.
because he don't have that affection. He doesn't receive anything. It's just pure altruism, an act of goodness.
Oh,
But he's sure that the thing he's doing is the right choice,
yeah.
and he actually is being honest with himself. Maybe not in the way he was expecting, maybe not the final chapter of his life, like he used to expect. But yeah, it's basically you need to be honest with yourself. Okay, do the things for I don't want to be I don't want to sound like that this is going to be like egocentric. No, it's about honesty. Do the things in a sincere way, in a very honest way.
Live your life that
Be
you can
true
leave
with
behind
yourself.
descendants.
Yeah, we truthful with yourself, and not expect others to, say you what you need to do, because at the end of the day, your life is yours and you need to decide which path you are choosing. We're
Oh,
choosing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so this is a
It's
good point to, I guess, wrap it up. So, yeah, be honest, be truthful, and use the tools you have as tools.
yeah,
Don't let them dictate your
absolutely.
life.
No,
And
yeah,
at that point, be yourself. Be your honest,
yours.
truthful self. Anything you
But
want to say
mm,
to wrap things up?
well, okay. Um, there is, I think, there's a next topic. I think.
Oh, well, for now, I think it's a good time to wrap up, though.
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, yeah. Because this is
Yes,
this is too
a
long.
lot.
Yeah,
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 it
yeah.
can be a lot.
It's
All
yeah, yeah.
right. So
Okay.
it was a lot of fun, everyone. And
Yeah, it was very
yeah,
reflection about
yeah,
all the things that are happening in the world, the social media, the
yep,
internet, the AI.
yep.
You know.
If you have ideas, if you have thoughts, things like that, you have my Discord. You have You have my Twitter accounts, you have my Blue Sky accounts, you have my YouTube, heck, even here on Twitch. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting if you want help in growth. I'm always here to help you grow. And Firefly, I think you are growing with your own stories and things like that. So look forward to some stories from the moon one right here. And anything you want to say?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I and basically there are like two stories that I would like to do. Basically, the Moon Suburbans, and which is just a guy, a time traveler guy who travels into the past, and another one he's like a hero in a post-apocalyptic world. Basically, a human. He was a human before the Ghost Firefly, the one who looks like
Thanks, Mystic.
a fire warrior.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah?
Basically, he is like a permanent transformed guy. He cannot, and there's an interesting conflict
I'll make sure to
because
check.
he cannot be human again.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah, that's that. Those are the two stories that I would like to tell in the future, and also it's been a great honor to talk with you, because sometimes I don't even understand myself, not even in English, but also in my native language.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Humans are very complicated, so.
yeah.
Alright, so we will see you off, and we adore all of you. And, well, ta-ta for now, Firefly. I'm gonna send my people out to somewhere else to raid. So,
Yeah,
good
thank you
luck.
very much for all the time you
Of
shared.
course. Good luck and
Yeah.
Godspeed. Alright. Okay. That's all over and done with. Y'all know where to ping me and ping my posterior. I usually don't do controversial stuff that big, but honestly, it what they asked, and I think it was a good one. And which actually, let's send you out to someone. Who is on right now? I am not sending you out to Fifi. Oh. Miss Snow is on. I did not get a chance to. So she's one of our friends. She's Rena's friend and my own. And we will be sending you out to her. So this should be fun. They're doing a Resident Evil marathon to get ready for the new Resident Evil. So, alright. Send you out on your way. Read. Alright. So, well, you know the drill. I'm gonna be sending you out there. Aw, thanks, Weiss. There we go. Thank you, Wise, for subscribing. And, alright. Off you go. See you later. Love y'all.